Warning, there are profanity, topics, and other opinions that could offend you. Please watch and or listen at your own risk, and enjoy the show. Hey guys, what's up? It's RDiK here, or Old School Duelist 12, whatever you want to call me, and welcome back to another amazing episode of the Voidcast, where no topic is off the table. This week on the episode, I'm actually going to have an episode. Yeah, I laugh at that, but it's true. We're going to get into just some catch up on some things that I've missed, some stuff that I just wanted to just talk about, kind of. Like when it pertains to the old stuff, just really just talk about the things I've missed about, just quickly touch on it, quickly just give my opinion and my thoughts on it, and then some more recent things that I just wanted to talk about, and what the hell's been going on, and where the hell I've fucking been. So yeah, so we're going to jump into that, so if you're excited for all that and more, then stay tuned. So, like I said in this week's episode, we're going to just basically catch up on a bunch of shit. For starters, I just want to start with where the fuck I've been. I've been busy, and I say that a lot when I disappear for a while. I know I say that a lot, and it's usually, I've been busy with work, personal stuff. But I've been busy with work. Work kind of got a little crazy. It's it's weird. Isn't that weird awkward phase or whatever? Where they're like, hey, let's get a bunch of the inside projects done because it's fucking cold outside. So I got that quick break. It's like in between where they're starting to plan stuff. We're starting to wind down on the inside projects, and then we move on to the big outside projects. And I've also been busy with making my game. Like the game Alzra and the Book of Secrets. That game has taken up so much of my free time. There's been quite a few times where I've stayed up till 2 or 3 in the morning just working on the game, trying to just make it perfect, just perfect. And yeah, it's taken up a lot of my free time, like the free time where I'm not like with my girlfriend or I'm at work or with friends, because I want to get it done. I want to. It's such a big milestone of mine that I've wanted to do. Like, it's been on my bucket list ever since I've learned about RPG Maker and just my time messing around with it. So I've been putting so much work into it. I recently had a stream of me working on it, kind of working on it, more so playtesting and putting small little tweaks here and there live. I plan to do more live streams of me playing the game. Because we're rearing the end of it. We're getting so close to being done with it. I'm currently working on the final boss. On a short stream I had, Sunday, March 30th, right? There's a 30th, or is it a 31st? March 31st, I had a short stream where I played some Pokemon Platinum for about a half hour. And I talked about the game a little bit, and my recent, since the stream prior to that, of me just playing the game and just showing off some stuff, which I do plan to kind of take that section, because I did do some other stuff on stream, just be hanging out, working on some not game related stuff. I just wanted to stream and just hang out for a little bit, because it's been a while since I've done anything. Some random people come in who follow me. The small few people that do follow me, if they came in and just asked oh, what the hell are you doing, where the fuck you been, stuff like that. And so I wanted to just hang out, just chill, show off some more of the game, or show off some of the game, because I kind of released I put out a private, basically a closed beta testing of the game, that kind of failed with my plans because of the website I was going through. It just kept coming up, people, including myself, when I just did a test download and try to play the game, it would say it's a virus and wouldn't let you open the game, and that was very frustrating to me, so I had to go try to find another way to do it. So I started to do it through Google Drive. I'm trying out another website, And if worse comes to worse, literally I just put out a Google Drive link because Google Drive seems to be the best. I did run into one small issue, and it could have been just, that one specific song. But whenever you opened it, whatever what I had as the current main menu song, like the song that would play during the background music for the main title screen, where you can pick your new game option, stuff like that. It just kept coming up as an error load, or a load error. So when I just literally had no song, did another test upload and download, it worked. Like, I didn't run into that error. There was nothing else going on. So I don't know if it was that one specific song or just Google Drive being fucking weird. So there's that. I actually have, I'm going to probably be putting a demo together for people to play. Things will be subject to change, obviously, when it comes to the actual game, maybe songs or just a little bit of like writing and stuff like that. But I am almost done. I'm in the testing phase. I'm adding the last few things. I currently am working on the final boss. So I've got people testing things for me. I've got quite a few people testing things, as well as this is a huge new announcement I actually had discussed over the weekend. But it also pushes the game back a month. That sucks, but it's totally understandable per the situation, which I'm about to get into that. Joshua Mankind Bradford, he made the current theme song, or the current opening song for my channel, for my entire thing, my channel and everything like that. For my intro and everything. He's my best friend. We used to be in a band together and everything, so I really trust him with doing the theme song for the game, as well as he, if he wants to do some other parts, some other music. He hasn't told me what all parts he wants done or what he wants to do. It's whatever he wants to do, whatever he can do for me. It's greatly appreciated. And don't worry, guys, when those songs come up, when I do, because when the game is finished, I will be doing a full start to finish live stream. So I'm going to put out a whole day just to stream, because it's probably, I wouldn't say a whole day, because what I had done prior to because I had 3 big boss battles left of the game, and there was just basically 2 sections with 3 boss battles. I know that sounds really weird, but I wouldn't say 3. There's a couple. Anyway, there's 2 story sections left, plus the other small side quest and 1 more big side quest left to do, and it's literally just, for me right now, it's literally just finish up the final boss battle, outro scene, or stuff like that, and that, like I said, the other big side quests, because there's 3 huge side quests as of right now. There's 3 big side quests that can drastically change your play style in the game. Basically just if you do the side quest, you can get some fun, cool things to add on to your plethora of tons of different skills to do. It'll unlock some other shops, everything, whole fun bit. Basically, I wouldn't say bit, a whole lot of just more playtime, more stuff to do, and that's what is super duper important to me, is how much content. I don't want to put too much where I've been in development for a year, which that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I've been in development as of right now about 4 months working on this, and what I have, if I were to release the game right now ready to go, it's about 4 to 5 hours worth of gameplay, which for an indie game or a solo project, that's quite a bit done in about 4 months. That's literally about an hour and a half, or hour and 25 minutes per month work. But anyways, it's coming together nice. I finally got that nice balance. I'm starting to figure out a nice balance for the actual bosses themselves. I kind of had stand-ins, and then I would just go through and just tweak it how I liked it. Because before it was I didn't really know how to balance the bosses to where they weren't too powerful, they weren't too weak. They had nice little differences between them. Because before they kind of had a lot of similarities between the two, where it was just I'll just use the same strat, or it'd be oh, he hits hard, but I can hit harder. type of situation. So I finally got a nice fun balance between the two, and some nice fun little mechanics between all of them. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm having tons of fun with the game. I'm loving it. I'm just having a blast. It's so much fun. So yeah, stay. Just if you want to know more about it, hit me up on Twitter. Well, follow me on Twitter. Look out for the channel because I'm gonna have some videos coming up soon on the channel of me talking about it and just me playing the game somewhat here and there. Check out my live streams. Follow me on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/OSDuelist12. To stay tuned on there because I do live streams, and stay tuned for the actual full release party / live gameplay start to finish live stream because I'm excited to play it, and obviously there'll be links. I'll be promoting the shit out of it everywhere, social media wise, so I'm excited. I'm super duper excited. Yeah, that's really about it when it pertains to that. Also, if you guys didn't know, last year I talked about how I got into a car accident. Well, I'm finally got the money and the time to fix the car, so it's getting done. It's coming together nicely. I'm waiting on one more part to come in the mail. And as of recording this, I'm waiting on one more part to come in the mail. And just need to go to the junkyard and get 2 more parts, and then just kind of throw the car together. Then we're rocking and rolling. The car's running again. So I'm excited. I'm finally going to be happy to get that stress done, because that's fucking been stressing the shit out of me for, I don't even fucking know how long, for a year. So I'm excited to get that done. So if I'm trying to get recording and streams done, because with Josh, I didn't even finish what I was talking about. With Josh doing the music, the reason why the game's getting pushed back a whole nother month is because this was kind of a last minute asking him to do it. So he's really busy with work and school and everything else on his personal life. So he said he probably won't be able to get around to it till like the end of April. Which is totally understandable. It was, like I said, it was a last minute thing asking him. So yeah, it's being pushed back a month, so that gives me a small window to get some streams in, to get some recording done that I've been missing on the recordings for a while. Which, speaking of recordings, I actually had to record like 3 episodes of the podcast, but I just didn't like them. Like, I recorded one before the Nintendo Direct, just kind of like just me talking about a couple things, like kind of my not my expectations, but my speculation and my 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 thoughts about around when we would get a Nintendo Direct and stuff like that. Maybe I'll release them. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, I wasn't happy with what I said on them. My opinion changed like a couple days later, and I didn't want to put that out there if my opinion had changed. So then, next week I'm explaining myself again, stuff like that. Or I just said, like, I would just mention something. I'm just like, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care if people know my feelings on that personally. So then I would record another one, blah, blah, blah. And then after the Nintendo Direct, I recorded one. And then after the Pokemon Direct, I recorded one. And like I said, I just didn't like them. I wasn't happy with them, so I didn't want to upload them. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll release them and just put a little, like, warning, like, hey, these are not my current views, blah, blah, blah. And, don't worry, we'll get into the Nintendo Direct. I'll touch on it a small bit, because we are, like, a month past it. Or, like, almost 2 months past when it happened. So just, like, basically all the information and all the opinions that people are going to give a shit about, they're out there. So if this is a longer episode, I apologize. And then we're also going to talk about Pokemon, as well as a couple other things too. So before we get into that bigger stuff, the stuff that you're kind of here to listen to me talk about, depending title, if you guys don't know, I am a huge supporter of audioboom.com. They're not the sponsor, but I still like to give them a giant shout out because they're an amazing company. I love them so much. I'm personally paying $10 a month, which is the lowest tier that you can do, and they allow you to upload like 5 uploads a month to the website, and that's just for the lowest tier. 5 uploads a month, plus they give you the tools and access to upload to so many other platforms: iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, so many other platforms to upload your podcast to where, it's audibly only, but so many other platforms to get your podcast to whatever you want out there, and it's so amazing. I love Audio Boom so much. They're just an amazing company. I have yet to have one bad thing to say about them. So it's awesome. So if you guys want to start your own podcast today, you can just go to audioboom.com and just sign up today and start your own podcast, just like me or any other podcast that's up there. It's awesome, and I love it. So like I said, if you guys want to do your own podcast, then you can go there. So moving on to quickly touch on the Nintendo Direct. It was an amazing Nintendo Direct. They started strong. They had a center strong, roughly, and an amazing ending. A lot of something that was kind of like, wasn't no one didn't see coming. No one really saw that it was actually happening, but there was, people saying, "Oh God, my dad is kind of sick." So if you hear that, I'm sorry. Oh God. If you guys hear that, I apologize so much. Anyways, so to carry on, it was an amazing start because they showed off Mario Maker 2, which is awesome. Me personally, I didn't play Mario Maker 1. I didn't even buy it on 3DS, but I didn't own a Wii U, so I didn't play it. The port for 3DS I didn't buy because I didn't really care. So I didn't really care about Mario Maker 2. Maybe if I see it like on sale, I'll try to pick it up or something. So maybe I'll pick it up and try to play it. I don't really see myself buying it personally, like day one launch or anything like that, just because, yes, I'm using RPG Maker MV to make my game, and it's like the same idea, concept, basically, like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff you can do, figure your own stuff out. I mean, the only difference is MV, I can make my own assets and stuff as well, and put those in there, and stuff like that, so it's like kind of different in that aspect, but, overall it's the same thing, like, hey, we're going to give you a bunch of stuff, see what you can do with the game. See what you can do with our assets to make a fun Mario level or Mario levels, So that was pretty exciting to see. They had a lot of other like filler things in the middle, and that was kind of interesting. They showed off, Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Looks amazing. Looks like tons of fun for Fire Emblem fans. I am not a Fire Emblem fan. The only Fire Emblem game I've ever played is the Fire Emblem Warriors. And that was a really fun game, mostly because I like the Dynasty Warriors style games, and that's really about it. That's really the only reason why I bought it, is because it was, I got to experience some of the Fire Emblem characters and stuff like that, as well as play it in a Dynasty Warrior aspect. So it was kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm not a Fire Emblem fan, so I don't really much care for the game. Some other games that were also shown and mentioned. They said Bayonetta 3 is, still in the works. They didn't really show anything, but they did show a brand new game from Platinum Games, same people who are making, Bayonetta 3. It's Astral Chain. It looks amazing. Like, it just, I want to see actual gameplay. Like, I want them to show off. Hopefully they'll talk about it a little bit more at E3. So I'm kind of excited to hear more about that, or maybe in the next Nintendo Direct, maybe they'll actually show off a little bit more gameplay, something. I really want to see Astral Chain. I want to know what it is, because it's already grabbed me, so I really hope it keeps me when they show real gameplay, or they show off a, because, they did release a trailer with a date, but again, that trailer didn't really, they showed off a very little gameplay in the trailer from what I could see, but I want to see actual gameplay. I want to learn mechanics, and I want to see like what some of the mechanics are. Not all of them, but some of them. At least like the main mechanic, and maybe like one other side mechanic. That'd be nice to see. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? Oh yeah, they talked about Dragon Quest 11, I want to say it is. Yeah, I want to say it's Dragon Quest 11, but they showed off a Dragon Quest game where you can either play it in like new, fun, amazing graphics, or you can jump back to the old school graphics. So that's really cool. That was really cool. They got the orchestra arrangements for the game. So that's really, really cool. Maybe I'll try it out, when it comes out. They also showed off Dragon Quest Builders 2, as well as a little bit of DLC. Dragon Quest Builders, I played the demo for the first one on the Switch, and it was tons of fun. It basically kind of like felt like a Dragon Quest Minecraft style game, to basically like give you a they take the aspects of Dragon Quest, they took the building aspects of like Minecraft or something like that, like the best way to compare it to, and kind of just like put them together, and it was a good time. I actually had a lot of fun in the demo. So playing, maybe I'll just buy Dragon Quest 2. Maybe I'll look up reviews saying like, hey, does Dragon Quest 2 share a lot of share story-wise for characters from Dragon Quest 1? And maybe if that's the case, maybe I'll just find Dragon Quest 1 on sale or something, and then wait for Dragon Quest 2 or Builders 2 to go on sale and buy it then. I don't know. It's fun. It's definitely a game that's always been on my radar, and I want to actually like play. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, burp. It's a game that I really want to play all the way through, but it just hasn't been on the top priority for games right now. And then they mentioned a bunch of other games. They talked about Tetris 99, which basically is Battle Royale Tetris. Pretty simple. You versus 98 other players, and you just kind of play Tetris. You can target certain people, you can target people attacking, you can set it to random targets. And you can play more defensively. Like, it is a solid-ass game. It's a solid-ass Battle Royale arcade-style game. It's really fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And they ended off the Nintendo Direct with Zelda's Awakening being remastered. And at first, I didn't like the art style. It was kind of like, it reminded me of like a toy box, basically. Like, hey, we have a bunch of like Zelda figurines and, throw it together. Like what the art style reminded me of, and like, the more I watched the trailer, the more I was like, okay, I can dig it. So I'm excited for that. It comes out, I'm gonna go ahead and guess at the end of the year. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to play it. I'm really excited for it to come out and play it, because I love Zelda. Zelda is probably like my second favorite franchise that exists. It's a Nintendo exclusive franchise, but nonetheless, it is an amazing franchise, and it is definitely one of my favorites. So the fact that I can play a new Zelda game, well, it's a remake of a Zelda game, but a new Zelda game to me, because I never played Link's Awakening, and I was going to, if it is, like, I'm probably going to, when it comes out, I'll probably look up and see if there's, like, differences, like they added stuff to some dungeons or stuff like that. Or like if it's spot on dungeons are 1-for-1, just with some add-on content, like post-game content, or just a little bit more to do during the game. Then if it's a 1-for-1, then I probably won't go back to I probably won't go back to the original. But if it's like, if it's a huge difference in gameplay or something like that, or like just differences dungeons wise, then I'll probably go back, buy it on like the 3DS eShop or whatever, and yeah, so I'm excited for that. They didn't talk about, in the Nintendo Direct, they didn't talk about Pokemon, they didn't talk about Luigi's Mansion. They just mentioned, hey, don't forget about Yoshi's Crafted World, which at this time of recording it is out. What is it? And they didn't talk about Animal Crossing, which I'm pretty sure they're saving for either a later Direct or E3. One of the two, I'm not quite sure. If they don't have a Direct, to be completely honest, if they don't have a Direct like mid to late April, then we probably won't see another Direct till E3. Which I'm not going to complain about. I'm just not one of those people that just bitches and moans and complains if I don't get what I want. Like, if I don't, not say get what I want, but if I don't get, a surprise animation or something like, or a surprise type of thing. I mean, to be honest, after January passed and like the first week of February, I kind of like gave up on the fact of Nintendo Directs happening, and I was just kind of like just gonna wait for it to happen. And then it happened, and I was like, all right, cool. And that, honestly, that held me over. Like, literally can hold me over until E3. Like, coming from like just a general Nintendo Direct standpoint. Moving on to the next thing, which is a really good transition to the next thing, is the Pokemon Direct. We had a Pokemon Direct. It was like the end of February. It was literally the day before Pokemon Day. So that was really fucking cool to have that happen. Nobody saw it coming. Like, well, I'm not going to say nobody. No one saw the date before Pokemon Day. Everyone was like really speculating the day of Pokemon Day. Which, again, it's one of those situations where it's kind of like, I really, really wanted to know the Pokemon name and game. It would have really bothered me if it waited till E3 to at least get a name drop. But, you know, I'd have been like, yeah, it's whatever. And what they did give us is they gave us a name. They gave us the titles, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. They gave us the map, the name of the region, which is the Galar region, and they also gave us the starters. Those are like the three, like, you know, for sure information type of things. They showed off some of the graphics and stuff like that, like some gameplay going on. Not really too much. We aren't getting Let's Go style catching. It's random encounters again, which I'm okay with, but I'm also not okay with, because seeing Pokemon in the overworld was extremely nice. I get it why they didn't have it in there, because let's be honest, they're probably going to have anywhere from 50, no more than 100 Pokemon, and that's just going off just general knowledge, a general 99% hunch, and just because let's be honest, they haven't had more than 100 Pokemon since they haven't had anywhere near 100 Pokemon since like Gen 3 or Gen 5, I want to say, but they haven't had a shit ton of Pokemon in a long time. So that's what I'm saying. 50, like more than 50, but less than 100. So somewhere in between there. If it's more than 100 or, you know, 100 Pokemon, I'm going to shit my bricks and just be like, well, okay. Now, you know, it's cool. I'm Team Score Bunny just because I've always been Fire Trainer. There's only ever been one Fire Pokemon I wasn't too excited about, and that was Emboar. Like, you know, the Emboar line, the Unova Gen 5 Fire Trainer or Fire Starter, which was okay with. Like, overall, it was still a good Pokemon to have. Still enjoyed playing or using it. So, you know, that aside, I'm still Team Score Bunny. Whether it comes out as just another firefighting Pokemon, it's whatever. I'm still gonna pick Score Bunny. Unless Sobble has some like amazing typing and or looking and evolution Pokemon, I'm probably gonna stick with Score Bunny. So yeah, it's really interesting to me to see okay, so I'm trying to think of how to word this. It's cool to see all the rumors and stuff because, you know, Pokemon, you know, that's just a big lore thing. It's like kind of just how it's always been. People speculating, theories, lore, trying to figure out what this means and what that means. But we've only got a reveal trailer. We have literally nothing else. I could understand, you know, a few rumors here and there, people trying to speculate, but it's completely absurd. I'm not going to name any Poketubers' names, but there's just a couple Poketubers that literally either every day or once a week they're reading off a different rumor. And, like, I'm not going to lie, the first week or two after, you know, the reveal trailer, I watched a few. But after a while, they literally all start to literally sound the same with, like, one different thing. Like, oh, there's two professors, but this one is an asshole. Or, it's like, it's literally stupid shit like that. And it was kind of frustrating to me. One thing I think Pokemon needs to do differently, that, you know, could calm people. And this is what they could do. Just a mere suggestion and just how I probably would do it. Is, you know, once or twice a month, they could just reveal a Pokemon for the new, just one thing. That's all I ask, is just one thing. And this is not me begging or fucking bitching or complaining or anything like that. It's just personally what I would do if I was the Pokemon company. They don't have to, you know, do it like, this is blah blah blah, and he's a fire flying, you know, Pokemon with the ability blah 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 blah. They could just say, hey, here's Hablurbo. have fun with speculating on that. And, you know, maybe like every 2 months, or I wouldn't even say that. You know, they could obviously have like, you know, they revealed it in February. More likely the game's coming out in November. They haven't given us a release date, but it's, you know, probably set. It just says late 2019. Probably November 2019. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Now that is 9 months. So if you release one thing, just one Pokemon, one mechanic, one new move, one character in the game, it doesn't have to be the same thing every time. You can just throw small things out there. You could say, hey, this is Todd. Todd's, you know, Todd likes fire type Pokemon, and he could literally just be your rival or some fucking rando. Like, he doesn't have to be like, he is the fire gym leader, you know, his main Pokemon, but literally just be like, hey Todd, this is Todd, he likes fire Pokemon. Leave it at that. Then you could say maybe he's the Elite Four, maybe he's a gym leader, maybe he's your rival, maybe he's just some fucking asshole who's trying to take over the world. And you know, at E3 they could just information dump on you, give us like 2 or 3 big things with, like, you know, 2 or 3 small things in there, like, you know, hey, here's a new Pokemon that Todd's using, remember Todd, he's from earlier. You know, they just kind of flesh out a couple things, so then like we get some information, people shut the fuck up, and you know, it's keeping that hype. That is like, that's my biggest issue, is the hype for Pokemon Sword and Shield. You know, they had the reveal trailer, boom, people were talking left and fucking right about Pokemon Sword and Shield. And then I haven't fucking, besides the few Poketubers that are, you know, trying to read out a new rumor every day, possible leak, I don't know, type of situations. They literally could just speculate on hard fact information. And it's fucking, it's annoying. I kind of had to stop, like, because, you know, there would be like one where it would show like new rumor, and it would show like something cool, and I'd click on it for 2 seconds to get my answer on what the fuck it meant, and I'd be done with it. So I literally had to stop clicking on that stuff. I had to stop clicking on it, and now my newsfeed is Pokemon rumor free. It's great. I didn't mean to like get upset and, like, you know, start sounding like I was upset or angry or, you know, trying to sound entitled, because I hate entitled gamers. But, you know, that's just my thought. It's a little annoying to have stuff like that happen. And kind of like, hey, here's some big dump, or here's some big reveal, and then go dark and say, hey, don't forget about our TCG game, or hey, you want to hear this stupid fact about an Arcanine? I don't care about a fucking Arcanine. Like, yeah, cool Pokemon, a little cool thing to do, but you got to keep that hype going. You have to. Yes, the game is going to sell amazing, but if you throw like these little small snippets and stuff like that, where it's like giving us just a line of text saying, hey, this is Todd, he likes fire Pokemon, he's from the Galar region. Okay. And then, you know, like a week later, you could even stick to one, like, little, like, tell a small story or something like that within it. You say, hey, this is Todd, he likes fire Pokemon, he's from the Galar region. Next month, hey, Todd has been catching Pokemon in the Galar region. His first Pokemon was blah. Boom. We know a little bit more about Todd. And, you know, that also reveals one Pokemon. You could reveal a new Pokemon. And then a month after that, you could be like, hey, you know, his brother is, you know, or his sister is Cynthia from the Sinnoh region. Boom. That tells us a little bit more about Todd. He likes Pokemon. He likes fire Pokemon. His first Pokemon was blah. Connects it to Sinnoh. You know, if this, or it doesn't have to be Sinnoh, it could be some other character that could possibly show up in the Galar region, the Pokemon Sword and Shield. You know, it'll keep that hype. It'll keep people focused on Pokemon, and it possibly could sell more units. You know, you gotta make money. So here's the perfect way to just keep that hype going, to keep Pokemon Sword and Shield in everybody's mind. And then, you know, maybe 3 months from now, you have a huge trailer, you know, pertaining to the first the first 2 or 3 small tidbits of information about Todd, and you could show Todd being like, yeah, Todd's the Elite Four. Boom. And we're like, oh my God, Todd's amazing. So it's, those are just examples. I'm not saying like that's exactly, I'm not saying like, huge rumor, Todd's a fucking Elite Four member. He's a fire one. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not trying to start no rumor or anything like that. I don't like rumors. Unless it's like one single interesting rumor that, proves to be right, yeah, that's cool. But overall, I just don't like rumors in games. I don't like rumors. I just like cold hard facts when it comes to video games. And that's the one thing that Pokemon really, really annoys me about when it comes to their games. Our Sun and Moon, bro, they were fucking throwing information at us left and fucking right. They're like, hey, here's the Decidueye. Look at that. He evolves from Rowlet. Hey, here's how. He's a fucking dumbass. New mechanic. Z moves. Hey, Solgaleo, Lunala. Like, they were just dumping information left and right at it. Like, I swear to God, it was literally every month we were getting information. We got the reveal trailer, and that's it. Really fucking annoying. Like I said, it's really fucking annoying and frustrating. So I'm going to shut up about Pokemon. I just want some more information. Really, that's all I'm talking about. Just a small bit of information. Even like, show us a legendary. Show us the new mechanic. Tell us what the fuck that symbol means. Anything. I will be happy with anything that'll hold me until next month. If you're only gonna do one more trailer between now and E3, between reveal trailer and E3, it better be a fucking big ass trailer. Or else it's like, Pokemon, Nintendo, what are you guys doing? Like, you're not trying to keep everybody involved, and that's the biggest thing about a video game. Once you say something, you need to keep people involved and keep people in the loop. You keep your fan base in the loop, not just kind of like, hey, we have a new Pokemon game, and then say nothing for fucking months and be like, buy our TCG. Moving on. I'm sorry I had that small rant. But yeah, that's Pokemon. That's Pokemon for you in a fucking nutshell. We're going on right now. Some other things I want to touch on is Google Stadia. That was like the big news thing for a little bit. But Stadia is Google's transition, their way to trying to get in the gaming thing. Basically, it's Netflix, but gaming. You stream video games, you can watch someone streaming, and then a little thing can pop up and be like, hey, do you want to join this game? Bam, and you're playing that game too. Kind of like the best, like another cool example that I think would be cool, like on paper, Stadia sounds amazing. In reality, I don't know how good it will do, because it's all about streaming. It literally, you can play, it says you can play with any device that has access to Google Chrome. So that's pretty cool. But again, some people who can only get like 15 megabytes per second, they're going to have so much lag, so much latency, it's just going to be total garbage and just hot ass. I like the idea of the controller, though. The idea of the controller is really cool, because the controller doesn't connect Bluetooth to the device or whatever. It connects to your Wi-Fi. They say it's supposed to cut down on like the Wi-Fi or like the latency. That's cool. But again, how strong is someone's Wi-Fi, and how strong does it have to be to have somewhat smooth playing, where maybe like a couple hiccups here and there, I can totally understand. But if like if you're demanding, like if it's demanding, say, 40 megabytes per second, bro, you're asking way too much for some people. And also, is it a subscription fee? Is it free? You have to buy access to the games. It's buying the game. There's just so many questions I have that, again, on paper, and maybe for a big company like Google, it works beautifully, because they have fucking amazing internet. Like, they're a fucking multi-million-dollar industry. They're a multi-million-dollar company, my bad. So, like, I have a lot of questions about Stadia. Again, is it subscription? Is it buy the games? Is it free? What is it? I want some more information on that. They're saying like sometime in January or 2019, there's gonna be a small release of people, kind of like a soft release, basically, where like we're gonna release to this region, and then add more regions as it goes. I get that something of this magnitude is probably good to release it that way. So I just want a little bit more information on it to see, like, to me personally, I don't think it'll work for me. Because one, I have such a big issue with digital downloads. If I can get it in physical, I buy it in physical. Granted, yes, that has its negative to it because I gotta find somewhere to store this shit. And then plus also, there's the whole, I want to play this game now. Fuck, man. Sorry, I'm bumping shit because I talk with my hands. I want to play this game, so I gotta switch cartridges and stuff like that, or discs or whatever. So it's kind of annoying to think about and have to do. But I also get digital downloads because it's kind of like, hey, I'm gonna play this game. Boom, it's there. You don't have to get up. It's quick, easy. That's all you have. Basically, you'll have your entire library right there with you. Anyways, yeah, like I said, on paper, Stadia seems really awesome. But, for me personally, I don't think I will do Stadia. The idea, the concept, the, streaming anywhere, not needing to buy some amazing hardware. The only thing I probably would have to buy just to run smoother is probably the controller. You don't have to have the controller, but having that controller does improve latency because it connects to Wi-Fi and not Bluetooth to the device. I'm assuming, they say also you can connect it to the TV if you have access to Chrome. I'm assuming a Chromecast. I'm going to say you can play on your phone, you can play on a laptop, play a tablet, blah, blah, blah. Basically, any access to Chrome, you can play it. Well, like I said, cool on paper, but I just, personally, I don't think I'll be using it. But I still want to know more about it. I still want to know more about it to see if it's, like, maybe worth giving it a try, if it's there. But at the same time, I feel like Stadia or Google is going to kind of like bust open the doors and give the streaming thing, going to basically do the groundwork for everybody, and then all the other major gaming stuff like that, major gaming people or gaming companies, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, they're just going to kind of come in and be like, oh, thanks, and then kind of take it over from there and then just blow Google out of the water. So it's really interesting. Like I said, Stadia, I want to know more information before I make a final judgment whether or not I would even say, well, maybe I'll sign up next month or something like that. So yeah, it's interesting to me. The last thing I want to talk about before I end is the games I've been playing. Because I'm making my own game, I'm kind of made the decision to not buy any new games until after my game is done. One that gives me the main reason why is because I don't want to buy a new game and then get sunk and start playing that game and just be stuck and be like, yeah, and then play the shit out of it, because that kind of happens when I buy a brand new game. And then not work on my personal game. So that's my personal choice. But I still need the break from making my own game and playing games. So I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now I've talked about this game before. When it first came out, when it first came out. And when I first played it, I didn't like it. I played about 2 or 3 hours of it, didn't like it. I decided to give it another try because, goddammit, I spent $100 on this game buying the special, the deluxe edition or whatever. I was like, fuck it, I'm playing this fucking game. So I started playing it, get more used to the mechanics and everything like that. It's a really, really fun and really, really beautiful game. The graphics aside, the art style, everything, monsters, characters, it is a beautiful looking game, and I love it for that aspect, and it's really, really fun to play. Once you learn mechanics, it's awkward. The best way to compare it to is, I want to say it's timed. It's a timed battle system or whatever. Basically, you set, it's going to auto attack, and then you just decide when you want to use a special attack or your ults or your team attack, whatever. There was a Final Fantasy game like that. I want to say it was Final Fantasy 12. I think it was a PS2 game, and it's one of the ones getting ported onto the Switch. But yeah, that's the best way to compare it to. I don't remember exactly what Final Fantasy game. If you know which one it is, post in the comments below, or hit me up on Twitter at OSDuelist12. And let me know what Final Fantasy game I'm thinking about. I want to say it's 10 or 12. I cannot remember which one. But yeah, it's a really, really fun game. I love the mechanics and everything like that. Now I've actually learned them. It's a really fun game. The negative part about the game that I still just cannot wrap my head around is the voice acting. It is a lot of the voice actors are Scottish or Australian. They're not. A lot of them are not from America. Especially the main character. I want to say he's a Scottish or Irish or something like that. He's got that Celtic. That's a terrible accent, but it's kind of like like Scottish or an Irish accent, as well as one of the other main characters, Nia, I think her name is. But there's Rex, Nia, there's a bunch of other characters, but they just don't have American accents, and it could just be because I'm not used to that accent. I'm not used to that dialect. It's hard for me to. I get it really breaks my immersive sometimes when they're screaming, the big fight scene where Rex is running up to his rival and he's like, ah, and it just, sorry, I didn't mean to blow the microphone or peek it or hurt your ears or whatever. But basically when they scream running at each other, it just pulls that immersion sometimes, and the crying pulls that immersion. You just get pulled out and you're like, oh yeah, I'm playing a video game. So it really, really sucks. I wish I'd have in mind to go to, because you can get the Japanese original subtitles or original voices, but then I feel like I would get pulled out even more because I have to read the entire time to know what the fuck they're saying. And I don't want to. That's why I'm dealing with it, but overall it's a really fun game. I'm enjoying it. I definitely. I suggested, if people were to ask, hey, what's a game I should buy on Switch, besides Zelda, or Mario, I would just say, hey, go buy Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's a really good game, but I would still put the heavy warning of careful the awkward mechanics, or, battle mechanics. It may take some time to get used to, and also the voice acting. It is just, like I said, it could literally just be me because I'm not from that country. So I don't get, it doesn't, that doesn't sound natural to me. A lot of it does not sound natural to me. So it just pulls me to the immersion. But other than the voice acting, the game is so much fun. It's so beautiful. Every once in a while you do run into, some American voice acting. Some of them, main characters, they are American voice actors. Or at least it's good enough, American English, to where, you're like, dude, you're fucking good at voice acting. So yeah, it's just that small part kind of pulls me out. There are moments where that accent fits the character perfect, but again, there's also parts where the voice acting you're just like, really? You guys are okay with this, and then you're gonna charge me $60 for it? So yeah, it's a fun game. It's a really, really fun game. I definitely suggest it to people. Just be prepared for the voice acting. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, that's where we're going to end it. I'm trying to just basically, until my game is done, I'm playing a bunch of games personally. Just games I want to finish or just didn't get around to playing. So thank you guys for watching and or listening to this week's episode of the Voidcast. If you're listening to this, I'm uploading it a week after I recorded it, so probably if some big news thing, or this big new thing comes out, I will hopefully be recording one and you'll get to hear about next week. I'll be behind for a little bit on news and just gaming or just news topics and everything like that, so be prepared for that. I apologize, and thank you guys, as well as stay tuned to other stuff. You can go to facebook.com/OSDuelist12. There's Twitch, twitch.tv/OSDuelist12. There's Twitter @OSDuelist12, and there's YouTube.com OldSchoolDuelist12. If you're listening to it audibly, go to those stuff and follow me and look out for new things, because I got some videos coming up. So thank you guys, and have a wonderful, beautiful night, day, thing, or whatever.